name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Fellow Kebbians, colleagues, politicians, the enlightened minds, elites, and the generality of our people, once again, we have come to witness another year or another Democracy Day of the year 2021, and with a deep and heavy heart, especially regarding the most recently events that have occurred in the southern zone of Kebbi State, namely the capsizing and the sinking of a boat carrying almost 170 plus people, leading to loss of lives of about 160 or so, and injured of the remainings and those that are yet to be brought out from the sea or from the river. And also, with a heavy heart, we commiserate and sympathize with the people of Dankowa Sagu and the Zulu Emirate who have suffered enough in the hands of bandits in recent times, especially the last attack on Dankowa Sagu local government, though another one had taken well before that time in Sakaba and other places. But the most recently one, which led to the death of about 88 people and several getting injured, and a great deal of people rendered homeless. We really send our sympathy to them, to the people of Zulu Emirate as well, to the people of Kebbi State and Nigeria in general. This year's democracy, as I've said earlier, is full of sorrow, because it has been marred by a lot of undoings on the part of bandits and terrorists all over the places, and especially in our state and in the northwest part of the country. This is unfortunate. Here in Kebbi, we have felt enough, and we want to use this medium to call on the state government to quadruple, not only double effort, but quadruple effort. Manifold efforts need to be put in place. Cogent measures, concrete measures need to be taken to save the life and properties of our people. We are not unaware that the government has made several, put in several efforts, but we are calling on the government to review those efforts, look at the problem in a holistic manner, in a deeper manner, look at and locate the root of all these problems with a view to doing away with it once and for all. On this, we still insist and believe that it is the government who needs to spearhead this initiative. It is the government which should commandeer the movement towards neutralizing banditry and terrorism on our people. We are calling on the populace to cooperate with the government, because by laws it is the government that has been mandated and it is the exclusive right of the government to rise to occasion and see that it provides security to its people. Whatever effort, whatever arrangement must be under the government, because that is the only way this response can be organized. This is the only way this response cannot be marred by certain interests outside defending the lives of our people. We urge all to place their hands on deck to see that we collectively repulse this scourge that is gradually eating deeper into our society. That also carries us to fundamental issue of transparency, forthrightness, integrity, honesty, and equity in our society. Of recent, we have heard that the APC in Kebbi State has suspended some of its leaders or its officers or its ESCO members because of allegations bordering on financial impropriety. And some have even offered to resign because they claim there has been financial scandal tuning to about ₦1 billion. What is important to us as a political party in the PDP is the mere acceptance, a damning confession for that matter, that indeed the government, the state government has given money to the party, to the APC, to expend on the swearing in of its caretaker committee. That has captured our mind, and it draws attention to a fundamental principle of transparency and issue of curbing misappropriation of funds. It is on this note that we are calling on the EFCC to beam a searchlight on how monies have been diverted, monies that are meant for the development of Kebbi State are diverted for party use. The mere confession by the financial secretary of the party in an interview with the Bishop FM, that in itself supposes a circumstantial evidence that can be built upon. And we are not only calling on beaming searchlight on this particular case, but I think it will do a lot of good for us, the people of Kebbi State, if the EFCC, more especially under the current leadership of the EFCC, that has been renowned to be agile, young, with young blood, well-trained, and very adept in the art of financial intelligence and in financial investigation and curbing financial corruption, and given the fact that also he's an indigenous of Kebbi State, warrants that they should go deeper into the books, financial books of ministries, of parastatals, and look at where there are acts of misappropriations, financial misconduct, or where there are fractions of established financial laws with a view to recovering those funds that have been diverted to the public corpus for the good use of the development of our people. This is a social responsibility, this is a legal responsibility, and that is the mandate of the EFCC, or is part of its mandate. And we want the EFCC to be equal to the SACs, to be off and doing in Kebbi State. Our main reason is the projects, the government expenditure supposedly, or what has been achieved cannot match the money that have come into the corpus of Kebbi State over 6 years. And therefore, we must beam our searchlight into knowing where those monies have gone to. This is a historical responsibility. We may be alert on it. You realize that earlier the APC government had the cause to arraign leading PDP members on charges that monies were distributed to the PDP for the purpose of party or election purposes or for the party of party affairs. And still these cases subsists in the courts. I don't want to speak about those cases because they are sub judice, but this is a litmus test for the EFCC to establish that confidence that people need to establish about the EFCC, that it will go after all monies belonging to the people that are in government corpus or that have been diverted for personal use or for any other use apart from the uses that have been established by extant financial laws and the laws governing the conduct of government financial affairs. We will also want to use this opportunity to call on politicians, especially the enlightened minds, interest groups, political parties in Kebbi, to please break this culture of silence. Our people are so silent about undoings. Nobody wants to talk. People prefer to go by the sides and start bubblings, murmurings, discussing issues that are fundamental that need to be discussed in the public sphere. Being critical of government is not a crime. Constructive engagement with the government with a view to seeing things are done in the right way is not a crime. On the contrary, it is something that squires heavily on our shoulders. We have a responsibility to our people. We must give back to this society that has brought us to this level. Posterity will attest to the fact that we have spoken against misconduct. We have spoken against ills. We have spoken against misappropriation. We have spoken against ineptitudeness. The posterity will equally judge us and be on our side for speaking in favor of progress, development, in favor of what is right, in favor of proprietiness, in favor of equity. And therefore it hopes on us, it behoves on us to see that we come up and speak against any type of deed that has a direct bearing on our people, on the life of our people, on the development of our state. We must not take refuge into silence. Silence in many ways implies complicity. We cannot come and seek the votes of our people. We cannot come and seek the support of our people. We cannot come having retired from public service to say that what we will give back to our people is silence in the face of ineptitudeness. This must be done away with. We must stop this. It is our responsibility, even in the face of making sacrifices. There could be a lot of bobby traps being placed on us to fall into for speaking against ills, for speaking against misgovernance. But somewhere, somehow, some people have to make sacrifices for our society to develop. We are critical stakeholders in this project of our country or our state. We speak about these things, but not for the fun of it, but for mere condemning people. We are not also deceiving ourselves that we are infallible or immaculate. No. What we are saying that we must partake in the process of building our society and being critical of ills or policies that are not for people, that are not in favor of our people and the future of our young generation. Is what is desirable of any enlightened mind. It is on this note that we are calling that this culture of silence must stop in Kebbi. Our people need to rise to occasion. They must take government to tax. We also appreciate the fact that there should be decorum. Criticism should be constructive. We also understand and appreciate the fact that we must all join hands together to build our society. And therefore, this culture of collaborating with those that are drawing our society backwards has to be condemned to subhuman existence. It has to be justicing. And therefore, we must all rise this time around to be with our people, to associate ourselves with our people, no matter what the cost. I salute the good people and the gallant people of Kebbi State. I also send my deep heart or heartfelt sympathies to all those that have suffered these ills bedeviling our society. The PDP wants to assure our people it is with our people. It is a critical stakeholder in this project of democracy in our state and in our country. It will continue to associate itself with anything that will propel our people to life of comfort, to life of decency, to healthy life, to educated life, to enlightened mind. The PDP also want to assure its people that it is much more than ever people committed to the progress of our people. Thank you very much. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Long live the Kebbi State. Long live the People's Democratic Party, PDP. I'm Malam Haruna Saidu, the present chairman of the PDP Kebbi State chapter. Thank you very much. PDP gidan daɗi.